We have a problem with anti-Semitism in this country.
No, we don't, Janine Pirro, you ghoul.
And the statistics bear that out. And
the statistics bear that out.
I think now more than ever, we are seeing increased numbers. So what does that mean?
Now more than ever, in the middle of a live-streamed Holocaust of the Palestinians, where you have hundreds of thousands dead, millions being starved, quantitatively, the numbers are going up. And what numbers on the rise is she referring to? The cases of anti-Semitism.
If what it means, if you can get from my tone, we're going to be very aggressive. You heard from the FBI, the MPD. We're going to look for these cases. We're going to prosecute these cases to the full force of the law.
Did we ever find out about this? Remember the Jewish museum? Apparently, the 2 Israeli embassy staffers that were K-worded.
It's a problem, and we're not going to tolerate it. Anti-Semitism has historically been one of the biggest scabs.
And we know that because she wrapped her hand on the podium. That meant business.
In the world that keeps getting picked on and picked at. So from my perspective, I will go forward with every case with vengeance.
Absolutely, laughably ridiculous and ludicrous. This is what the ruling class has decided will be normal, like Aaron Bushnell said. I mean, you just can't say enough about this, right? How dumb. She's been to Epstein's Island.
Gaza from the sky, it is chilling. The ground is basically an ashen fire pit. Swathes of Gaza City are no longer standing. It is just a
Think about all the fucking dead people still in these buildings.
tyranny of dust and ash. And you can see families living in tents on the beaches. You could see people crowding around what looks like the rare aid convoys getting in.
And remember, if you want a society, you need buildings. You don't have any buildings, you can't have infrastructure, you can't have a society. People are just scattered.
It's utterly heartbreaking to see. This Jordanian military plane is preparing to drop
Thank you, Santa Kuro, for the follow.
8 pallets of supplies that you can see behind me into Gaza. But this method of getting aid in is deeply controversial. Rights groups and the UN have said that it's inefficient, it's expensive, and in some cases can be deadly. Last year, 5 people died when 1 pallet box dropped from the sky. The parachute allegedly failed to deploy and it crushed them to death. But at the moment, there are few options to get aid into Gaza, as Israel has intermittently imposed a full and partial. Looking down at Gaza from the sky, it is chilling.
Just despicable, man. Imagine just intentionally starving millions of people. That's just on a mass scale of evil.
Benjamin Netanyahu is allegedly going to announce that Israel plans to occupy 100% of Gaza. And who remembers all those months ago when everyone was saying, no, Israel just wants to destroy Hamas. They just want to rescue the hostages. This was the biggest lie ever told. Israel was never interested in any of this. There were plans circulated in late 2023 that Israel planned to expel the population of Gaza, and this is exactly what they are planning to do now. They know that
we were just talking about this, right?
They are not going to defeat Hamas. Remember when they told you a few months ago that their cool new epic operation, Gideon's Chariots, was going to lead to a decisive victory? And, like every other operation that came before it, it didn't. Because they know that they can't defeat Hamas. They know that they cannot rescue the hostages. But what they can do is reoccupy the Gaza Strip with boots on the ground, with the goal of destroying a...
And it's a crime scene. It's like Ted Bundy's also the cop, the lead detective on the case of who killed that girl. You know? Like, they want control of the crime scene so they can tamper. And, they've already kicked out the UN. That was all by design. They've been articulating this for decades, guys. The greater state of Israel has always been part of the plan. Going back to Theodore Herzl in the 1890s, it's always been the full ethnic cleansing of the entire region of the Middle East. And they will continue on. And it's just really awful that we have our president completely delusional and denying reality and saying some of the most insane that, normalizes all the most depraved that happened before it and exacerbates further depraved. When will this madness end? When will this evil end? It's so enraging. Not only would America crucify Jesus at the request of the Israeli government, America would bomb Jesus's home, kill his entire family, bomb his neighborhood, take over his cities. 'Cause they ain't the type. That's a given. All the Israel supporters are incidentally, also, all of our stocks are just in supercomputers like this.
Colder. Why we are called video?
That's a great clip. If you haven't seen that, well, you saw it yesterday. Oh my god, look at all these kitties. Poor things, they don't have any food. Look, just like the people running from everywhere trying to get food. God damn. That's so sad. Look, and they're even fighting with each other over the scraps. There's so many cats, dude.
Real quick, just so we're all on the same page, it's not a famine. Quit calling it a famine. It's not a famine. Famine, by definition, scarcity of food. Huh? Starving people on purpose is a war tactic.
Scarcity
okay?
of food.
It's not a famine. If I have food in my refrigerator and I don't allow you to eat it, is it a famine? No, because there's food there. You just can't have it. Quit calling it a famine. It's not a famine. It's not a famine.
I can get behind that.
It's not a famine.
Look, Squid Games, the real life version. Look at this, dude. Can you imagine? What would you do? What would you do? People that want to blame Hamas or defend Israel, they would be cowards in this predicament. All they're telling you. They're just letting you know who the cowards are, because they wouldn't last too. Oh God! Look, you guys want to see this? Look, it's a wind tunnel.
Do you think this has been tough on him? Because, you know, this is his base too.
I think so. I think that it's hard when you see anyone you love being attacked for something that you're doing. You know, I've encountered it on the smaller scale as I've been a public figure for long enough to see, you know, people try to picket my, you know, family, try and find people online. You know, this is something that people do. Hence, you know, it's funny referring back to the ChatGPT investigation that was held on the site you played. You know, that there aren't any interviews of my friends. Well, there aren't any interviews of my friends because I don't want the internet to attack them. You know, I think it's pretty sensical. But no, he's dedicated to the American people, as he always has been. You know, I think that when people get into government, they don't just, you know, snap into something else. You know, people have the same mission that they did on the campaign trail and during the time before they were in government, which is really all I can say on that. But I think that, you know, ultimately, it's been hard to see me come into the line of fire for something he's already dealing with.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to see additional Epstein files released?
You know what? If people stop calling me a spy, absolutely.
Yeah, I can understand. For the record, I should ask you, are you a spy for any government?
Definitely not. That is a firm no on that front.
That's a firm no on that front. Well, I believe her, obviously. I mean, I don't... Whether it's like a conspiracy or not, the fact remains, like, the world as we see it exists, it's not hard to see who it all serves. I don't think we need to believe in a conspiracy to understand the Israel lobby. Like, it's very open, and the vice-like grip that Israel has on U.S. foreign policy and domestic policy is unquestionably uncontroversial. It's well known, and if it's not Kash Patel's wife is secretly a Mossad agent, I mean, I think it's the wrong question to be asking. I mean, we also have a president that very openly accepted $300 million from AIPAC donors like Miriam Adelson. The public office we already know is bought off, is sold to the highest bidder, and the highest bidders are Zionists. I don't give a shit about Kash Patel's wife. Like, if she is, okay. It doesn't really change the outcome. We're still getting f***ed in the ass. It's like the same could be said about the JFK conspiracy. Like, whether it was a conspiracy or if it was just Lee Harvey Oswald acting of his own volition. I mean, either way, that event served the people in charge. Either way, that, like, look at the world, how it very little different did it change after JFK. It only got worse. All the policies were virtually unchanged. And I don't think that JFK was some, like, golden president that was seeking to append American imperialism and cut ties with Israel and all this stuff. I don't think it was like that at all. I think they all serve the same constituents.